You probably think I've always been into health, but most of my life has been the same as every other Kiwi. Growing up on the farm, for breakfast we had 2 Weet-Bix, soaked in hot milk, smothered in fresh cream, and topped off with heaps of brown sugar. Lunch was sandwiches, and when we got home from school we could help ourselves to Mum's home baking. Dinner was meat and vegetables, and there was always a dessert, something like apple pie and homemade ice cream. So the day started with dairy, wheat and sugar, and ended in dairy, wheat and sugar. The same 3 things I'm asking you to avoid if you want to get in shape and be healthy. By the time I was 45, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue, the result of poor nutrition combined with overwork and stress. I just didn't have the energy to continue, so I sold my businesses and I changed my lifestyle. It took me years to get my health back. There's been a lot of trial and error, but last year I had a test done to see what the biological age of my cells are, and according to that test I am 49 years old. That's not bad for a 61-year-old. So what I want to show you today is the facts you need to know to live a long and healthy life, which is my goal. Jim Fix weighed 97 kgs and smoked 2 packets of cigarettes a day. He decided to quit smoking and start running. 10 years later he was 27 kilograms lighter. Then he wrote a book called The Complete Book of Running, which became a bestseller. In his books and on television talk shows, he raved about the benefits of physical exercise and how it would considerably increase your average life expectancy. Jim is credited with helping to start the fitness revolution by demonstrating the health benefits of regular jogging. Unfortunately, 7 years later, shortly after a training run, he dropped dead of a heart attack. He was only 52 years old. So how many times have you heard a story similar to this? How some fit and healthy person just suddenly died. You can't blame people for thinking that it doesn't seem to matter how healthy your lifestyle is, you can still get cancer or heart disease. It's like disease appears out of thin air, and when your number is up, it's just bad luck, so what's the use of even trying? Well, there are a couple of lies about the Jim Fix story that you need to know. First is the assumption that being fit means you are healthy. The fact is, fit people aren't necessarily healthy. The truth is, getting fit can actually make you sicker faster. That's because exercise causes inflammation, and inflammation is the cause of disease. So the more exercise you do, the more antioxidants you are going to need to offset the damage caused by the extra exercising. The next lie is the assumption that fit people eat a healthy diet. The truth is, athletes eat the same food as everyone else. Not only that, they usually eat more junk food than most of us because they think they can get away with it. Then they assume that they are healthy because they are in the so-called healthy weight range. As you'll find in this video, most fitness fanatics are aging themselves faster than the rest of us and increasing their risk of all disease. Let me enlighten you about real health and avoiding disease. In ancient times, they thought that disease was caused by evil spirits. Then they discovered germs and decided that germs were the cause of disease. Then they discovered DNA and came up with the genetic theory, which is still a common belief today. In fact, we've all been brainwashed into believing that we are the victims of our genetics. So if heart disease or cancer or Alzheimer's runs in the family, then we are destined to get it too. So why not just enjoy life? And when you get the disease, go see the doctor and he'll just put you on some drugs. Well, as some of you already know, it doesn't have to be that way. The new science is called epigenetics, and it says the genetic theory of disease transmission isn't the whole story. It's now been well proven that the genes which cause disease can be switched on or switched off. What this means for you is, if you can learn what keeps those bad boys switched off, you now have control over your own health and you are no longer a victim of your genetic heritage. From what you have learned so far in the previous videos, you will have automatically eliminated many of the foods that cause disease. Those foods are wheat and gluten, processed foods full of artificial flavours, colours and preservatives, and pasteurised milk and cheese, and of course excessive sugar. These are the foods that cause inflammation in the body. The major killer diseases like heart disease, stroke, cancer and Alzheimer's all start with inflammation. To combat inflammation, you need antioxidants. Now there are 90 essential nutrients that the body must have to prevent disease. Unfortunately, these essential micronutrients get used up, protecting you from the inflammatory foods that you used to give yourself every day. Well, now you've just stopped eating those bad foods, so your immune system is going to be much stronger. You've already taken the first and most crucial step towards optimum health. The fact is, you've already improved your health, longevity and disease prevention by as much as 80%. The human body comes complete with its own disease-fighting system. And if every day we get good quality sleep, all the 90 essential nutrients, fresh water and real food, then no drugs would be necessary to remain healthy. We are suffering more and more nutritional deficiency diseases. Here are just a few. Cancer. Almost 40% of men and women will be diagnosed with cancer at some point in their life. Heart disease. 1 in every 4 deaths is from heart disease. Diabetes. 30 million people in America alone have diabetes. 1 in 3 are pre-diabetic and 90% don't even know they have it. Arthritis. 20% of all adults have arthritis. That's about 53 million people. It's a leading cause of disability. Stroke. Every 4 minutes someone dies of a stroke. Alzheimer's. Every 67 seconds someone develops Alzheimer's. We have the potential to live healthy and active lives beyond the age of 100. But we are dying early from diseases that were cured in animals many years ago. Here are some early warning signs of more serious health problems. White, grey or silver hair is not only a deficiency of the 90 essential nutrients, it is also a copper deficiency. Age spots, liver spots are signs of free radical damage, and if you have them on the outside of your hands and face, they are multiplied more on the inside of your body. Cracked heels, hands, cuticles, that's an essential fatty acid deficiency. Food cravings and binge eating, that's an EFA and trace mineral deficiency. Noisy joints, muscle twitches, ringing in the ears, receding gums, that's a raging calcium deficiency. Ignoring these warning signs will lead to disease. I want to introduce you to a guy called Dr. Joel Wallach. He is a veterinarian and a physician, and for 45 years he's been into biomedical research. He's done over 20,000 autopsies on animals and 3,000 autopsies on humans. He's the author of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. That's this book here. There have been over 350 million of his audio recordings sold around the world. He has sued the FDA 9 times in federal court and won. The pharmaceutical companies don't like him, but I think he's great. All those years of research has led Dr. Wallach to this conclusion. All animals and humans that die of natural causes die of a nutritional deficiency. In other words, if you don't get hit by a bus, you'll die from a disease. Dr. Wallach discovered that he could prevent and cure up to 900 diseases with simple nutrition strategies. Then he spent decades perfecting these formulas for humans because he knew that if you give your body what it needs, it will do amazing things. Dr. Wallach's written another book. It's called Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Really good book that I recommend everybody read. So we've looked at the man. Now here is his message. It's called 90 for Life. 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 to 3 essential fatty acids. Essential nutrients cannot be manufactured by the body. Deficiencies of essential nutrients lead to disease. So remember, there are up to 900 nutritional deficiency diseases. So let's talk about the difference between vitamins and minerals. Plants can make vitamins through photosynthesis, but there is not a single plant, animal, or human that can produce even one of the 60 essential minerals. On that list, you'll see that 2/3 of the list are minerals, and yet they are the ones that are hardest to come by. Minerals must be absorbed from the soil, and if the minerals are not in the soil, then they're not in the plant, and therefore they're not in our food. And without minerals, your vitamins have no function in the human body. Did you get that? If you don't have the essential minerals, your vitamins are useless. No matter how well we eat, it's impossible to get all the 90 essential nutrients from our food. Not all minerals are created equal. Minerals in plants are different from minerals in the soil. Plants can absorb minerals from the soil, people cannot. There are 3 kinds of minerals. Metallic minerals from rocks and clay is only 3 to 12% absorbable. Scientists found a way to make them up to 40% absorbable by wrapping an amino acid around them. Those are called chelated minerals. But the best minerals are the plant-derived minerals, which are 90 to 98% absorbed. Have you heard the saying that we are what we eat? But we are not what we eat. We are what we absorb. Now there is a mineral crisis. Over the past 100 years, our soils have been depleted of minerals by over 85%. Our farm soils are depleted of vital minerals, and as a result, our foods are literally starved of nutrition. That's why 95% of us are mineral deficient. Because there are fewer minerals in our soil, there are fewer minerals in our food. Take broccoli as an example. There's been a 60% decline just in the nutrient calcium from 1950 to 1999. One of the main products that Dr. Wallach has made, and it's been around for a very long time, is a plant-derived mineral that you get from humic shale. So let's take a look at Dr. Wallach's mineral source. Here's a mine where you can get all the essential minerals in a plant-derived form. Notice these black lines. Above these lines is a layer of topsoil between 20 and 30 meters deep. That protected the minerals. This is humic shale. It's non-fossilized plants. It looks like dirt, but it's not. If you were to put it under a microscope, you would see that it was a living plant material. Well, at least used to be a living plant material. These are non-fossilized plants, naturally containing 75 to 77 different minerals. They take this humic shale and it's soaked in filtered spring water until its minerals naturally bond with the water. Just like if you took a bag of tea and you soaked it in water. It's no longer water, it's tea. This is how they get our liquid plant minerals. The solution is filtered at 0.5 microns so that no metallic materials can get through. The end result is a pure, plant-derived, organic, liquid mineral solution. Conditions were actually perfect to preserve this plant deposit. Notice above the black line a protective shelf which preserved the plant deposit without pressurizing it into coal or other fossil fuel. If that protective shelf had been less, it could not have protected the plant deposit. See the different layers, coloured layers? These are different minerals. This is what the end product looks like. It's 100% plant derived. They are certified organic. There are 77 trace minerals and rare earths. The particles are 7,000 to 10,000 times smaller than a red blood cell. Another reason they absorb so well. They are 90 to 98% absorbed. It also comes in a capsule for people who prefer to take pills. Clemson University did a study on this product. They came to 3 important conclusions. Number 1, it was safe to take. In other words, there was no detectable toxicity. Number 2, it showed anti-inflammatory properties. And number 3, this product here called Beyond Tangy Tangerine killed 60% of cancerous colon cells, 65% cancerous liver and stomach cells, and 30% of cancerous breast cells. University of Minnesota, Connecticut, and Boston have conducted tests on these products as well. This is a product that provides exceptional health and wellness. To get all 90 essential nutrients, you need 3 products. So this is the powder that you mix up in water. It has the essential vitamins, minerals and amino acids, plus a probiotic for good gut bacteria. This is for your bones and joints. It's got your calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, zinc and copper, plus 1,000 units of vitamin D. And this is your essential fatty acids. You combine these 3 to get the 90 essential nutrients that you need every day for optimum health. So I take this combination first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I also add the plant-derived minerals that come from the mineral-rich mines in Utah. I sell them at Body Buzz. I also have open containers if you want to see what they taste like first. If you decide to continue using them, I can add you to my discounted delivery system. That way you get them at your door, free delivery and at a wholesale price.